You guys want a cookie? These are pretty good. Nice chocolate cookie. Oh, we're starting the video now. My bad. What is up, Wolfpack? Today I, yet again, have a different kind of video planned. Today my goal is not to make you laugh or make you question life, though I already do. It's to convince you to play a certain game. This game went under the radar due to its cliche cover, but underneath that it is one of the weirdest, well-made games that masters the soundtrack, storytelling, and characters so well. It subverts expectations to the finest ability that no game I've ever played could. I oftentimes find myself looking at my downloaded games and feeling a loss because none of the stories compel me. But with this game, I was more than ecstatic to hop right back in and keep playing. But I should probably tell you what this game is. Neir Automata. Neir Automata, the masterpiece. Some people get worried when they see the hack-and-slash-esque gameplay and the anime maiden-style character designs. I promise you, it is not what it seems. To give you a quick basis on the game, you play as 2B, an android sent by the organization Yorha to eradicate the Earth of machines. Machines are more of a steampunk kind of robot, while androids are high-tech fighting machines. Let me just say, in the first 45 minutes or so of the epilogue that they set up, the rivalry between these factions was set up perfectly. You can tell the dispute between the machines and Yorha, which in most games, they'll just throw it out and say these two sides hate each other with not much further explanation. This one gives you an example as to why they do, and I couldn't be happier with how they did. The story progresses so well, flowing with the characters' growth of the world around them as they discover more about the secrets of the machines. Automata has such a uniquely fun storytelling style that if you don't care, it won't get in the way, but if you do care, you are going to become so in love with this story that you want to play it again and again. And I'll add, most people stop playing after the credits roll on the 15-hour mark. That is not the end. This game is a 35 to 40 hour masterpiece with 5 of those fake out credit endings. Once you beat one playthrough, it has you start again as 2B's companion 9S. He, like her, is an android but has different specialties. Now, instead of slashing through your enemies, you have the option to enter a hacking minigame, which, upon success, rewards you with an instant kill on your enemy. Not only that, but playing as 9S brings a different perspective on the story to the front lines. You get to see the story you just played in a new light with new interactions. After you finish the playthrough, you're thrown into a whole nother game. That's right. Beat the game as each character, and you get to play what could easily have been released as Neir Automata 2. A completely new story with new threats and new characters. It blew my mind the first time. I couldn't wait to keep playing. I think I ended up beating the game in almost 5 days on summer break because I loved it so much. The gameplay in this game sometimes jumps from one style to another style while also seamlessly flowing between one another. As I said before, the main style is hack-and-slash-esque gameplay. You have a drone that you can use to constantly lay down low-damage, high-fire-rate attacks. You also seamlessly add in bullet hell-like mechanics by having the enemies release a mix of destructible and indestructible orbs that you have to avoid while fighting. This mechanic allowed them to always keep the fights fresh and exciting, which can be hard for some hack-and-slash games to do. In the same way, they have a few other fighting scenes in the game that put you in such different environments. You have a wingsuit mech, which puts you in a top-down asteroid-adjacent fight, strafing through the air and shooting your foes with non-stop bullets. Then later on, you go into side-scrollers, where it's like your typical Smash Bros.-esque fighting game. Combo moves and drones are still present, you get to beat down your enemies from a side view. Top-down hacking sequences from 9S and many more different methods are also available. And somehow, it doesn't feel annoying or challenging like in most games. The switch is seamless, keeping the controls you know and carrying them over to your new fights. And the fights, oh boy, they are action-packed scenes with fantastically designed bosses, in an environment that I could look at all day. The cinematography is so well done to the point where I would say it's movie quality. The anime-esque style is so well done in this world to the point where not having watched too much anime myself, sorry weebs, I was in love with the style. Even some little details, like the androids all wearing blindfolds, was such a great detail that perfectly conveyed the mystery of the characters so well. Part of me wishes there was a little bit more customizability in the costumes, but I understand why there wasn't, and frankly, it convinced me it didn't need it. Now, the final, and in my opinion, the greatest part of the entire game, the soundtrack. I am in love. Hey guys, Editing JJ here. I did everything I could to try and see if I could use the actual soundtrack in the video for an example, but it appears that they would copyright strike me if I did, unfortunately. So I'm not able to do that, but I did find some royalty-free music that I have put in the background of the remainder of this video that does sound like the game soundtrack. So if you enjoy this, then you'd probably enjoy the game soundtrack too. If you know me personally, you know music is one of my favorite things in the world, and this game, oh boy, did it use that to its fullest. When I first started the game, I had questioned its weird vocals and strange composition, but after 5 or so hours, I was excited to hear the new tracks of an undiscovered area or use the jukebox at home base to just listen to the different tracks I've collected. The weirdness quickly turned into masterfully composed musical excellence by the part of the composer. While roaming the world, it made me feel like I was really there, perfectly conveying the vibes and feel of the area you were exploring. The action scenes, it made me feel unstoppable, to the point where I didn't care if I lost because I could hop right back into the fight and take it back on again. The emotional scenes were so well composed that for the first time in a long time, a game had me wanting to cry. The power of the composition was so moving and carried the sequences so well. In fact, this game's soundtrack is what compelled me to listen to a game's soundtrack separately for the first time. Before I played Automata, I had never really actually gone and just vibed to a soundtrack, but once I finished this game, I went straight to Spotify and downloaded the entire thing. I also added it as the first playlist in my awesome soundtracks playlist. There are a few other games in this series, including NieR, the original game, NieR Replicant, a remake of the original, which I plan on playing ASAP, and NieR Reincarnation, a mobile game with an abstract story. I have only played the mobile game of these three, but I'm watching NieR Replicant like a hawk for when it goes on sale. You best bet I'm gonna get it and enjoy it just as much as Automata. In short, this game is the foundation of what a game should be today. This is my cry to gamers around the world. If you have not played NieR Automata, please go play it. Hashtag not spawn. It is the best game of its decade, and I refuse to say otherwise. Share it with your friends and show them this video to convince them to play it. I feel all gamers worldwide should be able to have this experience. Most games today forget what a good game needs to succeed, but NieR Automata forgets none of them, hitting every single beat right on the mark. This game is a 10 out of 10 for me, and I couldn't be more sure of that fact. So, with the weight of the world, I bid you farewell. Peace out, Wolfpack.